President Bola Tinubu has delivered a message that comes at a particularly sensitive moment for Nigeria, declaring that no differences among Nigerians should be allowed to destroy the unity of the country. Represented by the Deputy President of the Senate, Baru Jibrin, Tinubu made the statement at the International Conference on Security and National Unity, organized by Jama'atu Izalatio Bida Y Ikwamatus Zuna in partnership with the Muslim World Link. The president said Nigeria must remain united despite its religious, ethnic, and political differences. His message was direct. Nigerians must talk to one another, resolve their disagreements through dialogue, and preserve the country as one nation. Tinubu said, "The government is determined to make sure that we remain united as a country, despite our differences, whatever the differences may be." He added that Nigerians should continue to dialogue and allow the country to remain a united nation. The statement comes at a time when debates over religion, political representation, and the future direction of Nigeria have become increasingly intense. Recent controversies surrounding religious rhetoric and political alliances have once again placed questions of Christian-Muslim relations and national unity at the center of public discussion. That makes the president's call for unity particularly significant. But there is also a question Nigerians cannot ignore. Can calls for unity succeed when political and religious differences continue to generate deep suspicion across the country? At the same conference, APC National Chairman Professor Netawi Hiwada warned political leaders against exploiting religion and ethnicity for political advantage. Hiwada argued that Nigeria's diversity should be a source of strength rather than a weapon for political mobilization. He spoke from personal experience, recalling his time as a displaced person during the Bauchi crisis. According to him, violence does not distinguish between Christians and Muslims. When violence comes, he said, it does not ask a person's religion before destroying homes, dignity, and lives. That experience, he explained, taught him that Nigerians may worship differently but still share the same fears, aspirations, and destiny. And that message goes to the heart of Nigeria's current national debate. Nigeria is a deeply diverse country. Religion matters to millions of Nigerians. Ethnicity matters. Regional identity matters. Political identity matters. But when these identities become tools for political mobilization, they can also deepen divisions. Hiwada therefore urged politicians to resist using religion and ethnicity to gain temporary political advantages. He warned that political victories could be temporary, while the damage caused by religious or ethnic division could remain for generations. His message was equally directed at religious leaders. He called on churches and mosques to become centers of peace, reconciliation, and responsible citizenship. He urged religious leaders to preach faith without hatred, conviction without contempt, and truth without incitement. That statement is particularly relevant given the increasingly heated language sometimes heard from political and religious platforms. The question is whether those calls for restraint will translate into action. The Nigeria Interreligious Council also urged Nigerians to reject attempts to weaponize religion, ethnicity, and poverty. Its Executive Secretary, Professor Cornelius Omonogwa, said Nigeria should remember their shared humanity. He argued that neither Christianity nor Islam should be used to justify violence and stressed the importance of mercy, compassion, love, and respect for human dignity. The Sultan of Sokoto and co-chairman of NIREC, Saad Abubakar III, also made a blunt observation. According to the Sultan, Nigeria does not lack solutions to its problems. What the country lacks, he argued, is implementation. He also urged Christians and Muslims to stop insulting one another. His message was simple. If Nigerians want peace, they must stop deliberately provoking one another because of religion. The conference also witnessed the presence of Sheikh Mohammed Issa, Secretary General of the Muslim World League, who came to witness the signing of the Abuja Declaration. The declaration seeks to establish a strong alliance between Muslim and Christian leaders and create mechanisms for preventing religious tensions from escalating into violence in Nigeria and across West Africa. And this may be one of the most important aspects of the conference. Nigeria has held countless conferences, issued numerous declarations, and produced many recommendations on insecurity, religious conflict, and national unity. But Nigerians have heard these promises before. The real challenge is implementation. Can political leaders genuinely reject religious and ethnic manipulation when elections approach? Can religious leaders condemn inflammatory rhetoric even when it comes from influential figures within their own community? Can Christians and Muslims disagree politically without turning their differences into religious hostility? And can the government create enough trust among Nigerians for people to believe that unity means fairness and inclusion rather than simply remaining together on paper? Those questions will determine whether the latest calls for unity have lasting impact. Tinubu's message is that Nigeria's differences should not be allowed to break the country apart. Hiwada's warning is that politicians should not weaponize those differences. Religious leaders are being asked to promote peace rather than hatred. And the Sultan is demanding implementation rather than another round of speeches. Together, the message points towards one central reality. Nigeria's greatest challenge may not be its diversity itself, but what political and religious actors choose to do with that diversity. A country can contain different faiths, ethnicities, and political opinions and still remain united. But unity cannot simply mean telling citizens to stay together. It must also involve dialogue, justice, responsible leadership, mutual respect, and protection for every citizen. Nigeria's future will therefore depend not only on what its leaders say at conferences, but on what they do when the cameras are gone. Because no political victory, religious arguments, or ethnic advantage should be powerful enough to destroy the future of millions of Nigerians. And as the country moves towards another politically sensitive period, the warning from this conference is clear. Nigeria can disagree without destroying itself. If you want more Nigerian political and national affairs coverage, subscribe to the channel and stay with us for the latest development. I am Kasituni. Many thanks for watching.